Okay, so that's the build-up, but what will the actual experience, the user experience, really be like? Lance Ulanoff is editor-in-chief of PCMag.com. Tell us about this. Do you think that this is kind of a step change in computing, in the kind of devices that we have with us, that we use on an hour-to-hour basis, or is it just, if you like, one little step further?
Well, I think it's somewhere, I think it's somewhere in the middle. This is one of the reasons that the iPad's going to be successful, I think, is that it's so familiar. It works like an iPod Touch, it works like an iPhone. It's an interface metaphor that Apple created and is now extending to a device that's going to give you more capabilities because of that beautiful 9.7-inch screen. So it feels like the extension of a story, but they're kind of taking computing down a different path, because when you get to this size device, you basically expect sort of a full-blown operating system, more complications, and Apple's trying to keep it simple and make it incredibly elegant.
I'm going to play devil's advocate for a moment, because I, about 4 months ago, bought a little netbook, which does pretty well everything you can think of. It's much cheaper than the iPad. It has as many applications as you can download onto a Windows-based PC. And it doesn't have fancy touchscreen, but I find it convenient. I can flip it out on a train or on a plane. It just exactly fits into the small space. Why would I want an iPad? Why would anyone want an iPad when you can have a thing which is cheaper and has a physical keyboard?
Okay, well, as far as being cheaper, it's true that you can get a baseline netbook for probably like $250 to $300. You're going to pay at the base for an iPad $499 for the 16-gigabyte Wi-Fi model. So that's a fair argument. As far as convenience, I think convenience is more than just how easily you can slip it into your bag, which you can do with both of these products. Netbook might weigh like 3 pounds or 2 pounds. The iPad will weigh 1.5 pounds and be a half-inch thick. But the convenience of the iPad is about how you use it. I mean, it's honestly, it's dead simple to use. Now, one of the things that I've been trying to figure out is where the iPad stops and a laptop starts, because you talked about the netbook. The netbook sits in between, kind of in between a full-blown laptop and a phone, and that's where the iPad sits. When Steve Jobs introduced the iPad, he positioned it right against the netbook and said, this is a better solution. It's easier, it'll do more, it has a touch screen, it has an accelerometer, and that means, by the way, if you took your netbook and you shook it around and said, oh, know which way I'm turning you, it wouldn't know. The iPad does, so it's one of the reasons you can use it like a big gaming device. So it may be more expensive, it's true, but it does offer more capabilities. And the other convenience, you talked about applications. Yeah, you can get all sorts of applications on your netbook. That is absolutely true. But they're not in one cohesive environment. The beauty of what Apple's done with their ecosystem is that if you buy this Apple product, you basically go to one place to buy your applications, and you have 150,000 iPhone apps and iPod Touch apps to choose from, or right now 2,500 iPad apps.
Okay, Lance Ulanoff, thank you very much indeed. Joining us there, the editor-in-chief of PCMag.com. Many thanks. Now, do you think you know when a film will bomb at the box office or be a surprise hit? There's a new way to put your taste to the test. Making money on the movies is next.